have everything and you are not properly packaged, nobody going to even give you the leeway into the room. So personal branding is something that makes you approachable, likable. And so it's very important that you take proper attention to your grooming, to etiquette, and all those things are part of personal branding. So there's that word that would say that if you want to be like a millionaire, think and behave like a millionaire. So that's what personal branding starts.
Whether you like it or not, you have to be branded, right? So it's either you brand yourself or people do it for you. Very important, all right? So every time you're thinking of yourself, think about yourself as a big deal. Because a lot of people feel like personal branding only comes into the picture when you have grown or ascended certain ladders in your profession. No, that's not the case. Start from now, all right? So basically, to put it as simple and as short, personal branding is that thing that you're known for.
Okay, so if you choose not to brand yourself in terms of your character, in terms of your appearance, people will brand you. They will describe you, oh, that guy that is always shabbily dressed. Oh, that guy that is always coming late for meetings. This thing about branding, I remember I went for a meeting, I will never forget that experience. That's why I said it's difficult to be on this side too. I went into that meeting and the guy, and it was a tough rainy day, and the country director of the company said, "Benga, I know you will be here." We also talked about grooming, and a lot of people think that the only way to groom is when you now have money. So for someone that is not earning any income, how do they groom?
Well, everybody dresses well, right? They wear ties, white shirts, smelling good, very good shoes. But I can't afford most of these things. So what did I do? I look inward. There are a lot of very, very talented people that make these things, right? And if you know your way, you're street smart, but street smart is not about just being wrong for anything. You need to be, your street credibility has to be on a different level. I know averagely a white shirt back then was between 350 naira to 500 naira. As an intern, I think I was earning maybe 4-5. So I can afford to buy a shirt every month once my salary is paid. So what do? You buy 2 or 3 shirts, you wear one today, you wash it the next day, and then wear the second one, and then you keep rotating it like that. And if you're lucky that you're doing very well with your work, you get a little bit here and there. So you need to find ways and means to manage your resources, but still come out looking good. And once you're done, you clean your face, rub a little bit of roll on, and then you're back on your game.
What should they remember? I want to be remembered for who I am, what I do, and how I do what I do. So even if we talked about the grooming, there is a way I do that is peculiar, that is dynamic for who I am, that speaks to my story. So
Thank you so much.
To values, values are a huge part of who we are, right? Values is a huge part of what every organization is, and we all spend a lot of time on our values. But individual values is just as big. And like one of the speakers said earlier, it is your branding, actually. So if I think, as I sat here, I was thinking about my brand. My brand has never been about my looks or what I'm wearing. It's always been about my values. So Anita is somebody that that if you give her something, she gets it done. No story. Anita is quick. You understand? So I think it's very, very important, especially when you're starting out in your career, to think very closely around what matters to you and how you want to show up in terms of your values. And never, ever start a conversation or even start your thought process thinking about money. Instead, focus on becoming. Focus on becoming. Focus on being the best version of yourself, like someone said.
We have this idea that it is not about the container. It's not about the container, it's about the content. But make it easy for us to appreciate the content because of the container. When you step into the office, maybe your interview, no matter what have you, there is a courage that first make you feel like, you should have something from this. Well, you may eventually disappoint us. But at least we first have an opinion about you, and that will go a long way.
Yeah. So how easy do you think it is for people to find mentors, in their career?
Well, I would want to disagree that mind about the fact that we think it's not easy to get a mentor. what I realized is that there are actually a lot of people that are looking for who to pour in into. People are, looking for people that have values, that have integrity, your personal values branding, that they want to hand over stuff to. They want to retire early, and give it to people. But the point is that how available are we and how are we ready to serve? So for me, mentorship is very, very important, and it has been very beneficial in my career journey. And then the mentors all around us, starting from your parents, leaders at different stages of work. And beyond that, you can pay for it, you can enroll into it. There are also many other more in your place of work. How do you find mentors? Your boss, because they are gone ahead of you. They could pour into you. But one of the things they are looking for, that it's not about what you are going to gain from them, but also what you are bringing to the table. And that's what is very, very important. If you are showing yourself that I'm willing to learn, continuous learning, I don't mind working late hours, I don't mind going the extra mile, then someone is ready to pick you up and say, this is the kind of person that I'm going to pour into. Just like you said, you are not coming in to say, what is the need for me? And that is where we miss it most of the time. We're first thinking about how much value, how much money am I gaining from it.
I always use my story as an example. My very first mentor, I didn't even have access to him when I started in my career. But when I got to know about him, I printed his picture and pasted it in my small little work, in the room that I share with a couple of people at my uncle's place. But every morning when I wake up, I look into that picture and I speak to it, that one day I'm going to be as good as this guy. Right? It also needs to be approached from the perspective of what you can also give. Because when people have mentor, sometimes, and I use these words very carefully, you always look at it from the point of what can I gain from this person, as against what can you put into it to end the strife that they've also earned. So I just wanted to quickly point that out.
What I've discovered lately is the fact that a lot of younger people, and I am also part of that generation, because I don't want to feel too old. A lot of people are looking for daddies and mommies in other people rather than mentors, right? Just like they've all said, you don't have to be spoon-fed most times, because these guys that you're looking up to, these guys who want to mentor you, are very busy people, extremely busy people. So they don't even have time to lead you by your hand and show you the ropes and all of that. Sometimes just from afar, like Ola Brown will always say, go through all her YouTube page, go through all her Instagram posts, go through all her Twitter posts and lectures and all of that, and you'll get the best of the best of the best mentorship. So sometimes don't look for a daddy, don't look for a mommy, just actually bring value to the fore, and then you'll get to be mentored.
Once you begin to send bills to your mentor, that has become something else. So some of us think that these mentors don't need what we have. At the end of the year, Christmas gift, something token, a shoe polish, something nice that you can go. So this guy is not always looking at, because some of us, the only thing is that we think they are richer, they don't need anything that we can give them, let them continue to bless us. So you too can be a blessing.
It's not everlasting. I'm writing you this letter, hoping we can make things clearer.